Is Coach Joe L. Brown Jr. You may know him. He is your welding coach, and he has over 200,000 followers on social media. But before we get into all of that, we've been in here talking a little bit when Joe came in, and he told me he was a big fan of the Broadway Joe video show, Late Night. But Joe, you got a story to tell, and I want you to tell the story before we even start talking about what you do at Arkansas Baptist College and helping the kids, because there's a background, and I want people to hear this background in your life story. And it started pretty early for you in life. And I'll let you talk a little bit about that before we get into talking about what you're doing now to help so many people.
Okay, thank you, Broadway Joe. The story started pretty much when I was 14 years old. At 14 years old, I went to DYS, and that's in Alexander. And ironically, everybody that I met in DYS when I was a juvenile, I met in prison when I went to prison at 16. And I went to prison from 16 to 26 years old. Now, what's ironic about the story is all the brothers that I met at Alexander, I met in prison at 16.
Wow.
And those that I didn't meet, I found out from their homeboys that they died. So it wasn't, I can't make it up. Like it was no hope for us. It's what it was. The system was what the system was. But a lot of us took the time out and did something with the opportunity.
Right.
So I engrafted welding while I was incarcerated. So they gave us opportunity to get education, to get degrees and hands-on skills. So I took advantage of that. But I have to say that it was my mother who introduced and helped push the welding career into my life. So when I went to prison, it was 96. So at that time, we called it the Gladiator School. It was wild. Like, it was wild. Like,
that was right after banging in Little Rock.
Yes, I was down there. I was in the midst of that, too. So we was all down there. Like, a lot of us brothers was down there. We was babies. Some of us had just got, early teenage, early 20s, but I was 16. And at that time, it was one of those situations where I know the doctor spanked you on your butt and said you was a boy child or male, but when you went there, they gonna do it again. They want to really find out, okay, let us really see if you're a boy. Maybe they made a mistake. That's how it was. Like, I can't make it up. So I had a decision to make in there to be, if I was gonna be a woman or I was gonna be a man.
Wow.
And I decided to be a man, Broadway Joe. So I made a decision, and I stood up for myself, and I caught a charge in prison. I ended up stabbing someone. And when I went to the hole during this time, it was like on a Friday, my mom heard about the information, and she was so excited, not because I got in trouble, but because she was afraid that someone was going to take advantage of my baby. She knew it was